Lastly, Zom. This is the one I was afraid of. I'm afraid to see Zom. What does he look like in 3.5? Oh my god! And welcome back to the channel. Mr. Acolyte here, coming at you with some retro Season 3 DBFZ. That's right, I went ahead and got my hands on the mod everyone's been talking about. In case you haven't heard, this is a mod that reverts the game back to Season 3, the season where people are saying the game was at its peak. We are going to be here to see if that is really true. I'm about to queue up here in training mode. It's been so long, to be honest, I don't really remember how my characters played in Season 3, but we're about to find out. Let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, so obviously we got to check out my man Ginyu, Zom, and Baby. Okay, so one thing I know for sure, the Ginyu Force was not yet invincible to Ki Blasts, so this version of Ginyu gets smoked by 5S. Definitely not really a fan of that. Other than that, the Force members should work basically the same. I mean, Birder's not going to have his crazy hits done, but that's fine. You would still have all of his old routes. Honestly, I do kind of like having the old corner route back. I do sometimes miss the old corner route. That's pretty classic. But the biggest thing is he no longer has delayed calls, so that's a huge part of his current kit, being able to hold the button down and delay the Ginyu Force members. So all of his delay call combos are out the window, and all of his delay call setups are out the window. Delay call neutral out the window. So that right there is a huge negative. And then I noticed it just now when I was doing a string. Ew, his old 2M is back. So his old 2M, it's unsafe on block, and then it's 14 frames, so you are not going to be getting any sort of mix-up with this. Like, in the current iteration, if you're doing a setup, he has a lot of ways of setting up empty low, but absolutely not with a 14 framer. And speaking of mix-ups, this was before 5H got buffed into the sunset. Look, no 5H hop. Ew. Look, I'm pressing up. You can't hop with the 5H. Yikes. And because you can't hop, that means no mix. So, not no mix, but you lose all of the hopping call mix-ups. That is gone. Can't hop forward. Can't hop backwards. 5H is kind of a joke. Okay, it does hit low. It does hit low, and it does have its Ki Blast properties. So that's good. It hits low, has Ki Blast properties, but it doesn't have the hop. He's also missing a nice universal change that came after this patch, where any character that doesn't have a low-hitting 2L, the 2L became 0 on block. So characters like Ginyu and base Goku and whatnot that don't have low 2Ls, you could stagger pressure better by doing low 2L. Here, though, it's -3, so it's still a stagger because you can chain, but it's nowhere near as good as being 0, obviously. On top of that, his 5LL, it's -5, so you know that's not very good. In the current patch, it's -2. That helps him with the stagger game. Same thing with his 5M. 5M is actually unsafe, and it's 11 frames, so it's unsafe and it's slower. In the current version, it's -2, again to help him with button staggers. So I would say all around, Ginyu is just way worse buttons. He has half the Ginyu Force calls and combos that he has. This version of Ginyu, I mean, he's not terrible, but he's definitely not really that great. Baby, let's check out Baby. So I feel like of everybody, Baby's probably gonna be the least least changed, I feel like his neutral will be exactly the same. So the biggest difference obviously is going to be crouch 5S is not a thing, and then controlling the angle of the projectile is not a thing. So those two things are pretty big, but they're gone. And then beam super dash. Whoa, yeah, so you can't whiff beam into super dash. That's pretty cool, because whiff beam super dash is probably my least favorite thing that I wish wasn't there. So that's pretty cool that that's not there. But beam into super dash on hit is pretty tight, but that's definitely gone. But as for Baby's actual kit, yeah, this has more recovery. This no longer has button cancels. That was a universal change in the most recent patch. 2L is back to being 11 frames, pretty slow. But if I remember correctly, his 5H is probably unsafe. Yep, -10. It was a couple patches in where they made his 5H safe. So yeah, 5H being -10, that's kind of yikes. On a side note, one thing that's actually a little bit better, his 6S has less recovery, because in the recent versions, they gave his 6S Ki Blast or projectile invulnerability. So to compensate for that, they gave it more recovery. So in this version, it does recover a little bit faster, making it plus from a lot better ranges. And probably the biggest thing is his combo routing. He's not gonna have the universal re-jump. That's something they gave him in the new version. In this version, you're just gonna have to know how to do it. I used to know all the routes. I feel like I don't remember them. Yeah, I definitely don't miss having to do all that, having to memorize a different route for each body type of character. Yeah, no thanks. And lastly, Zam. This is the one I was afraid of. I'm afraid to see Zam. What does he look like in 3.5? Oh my god! Oh no! This is before they retooled them. Look at this. Look at this tragedy, bro. Oh my god. No, this isn't even real, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god, this was back when 5S couldn't hit crouching opponents. Oh my god, I knew it, bro. I knew it. Oh my, this is so... I can just end this right here. Look at the tragedy, brother. Look at the tragedy. Oh man, yeah, this is... No way, man. Yeah, this is so slow. Like, oh my goodness. What does... Oh my god, it's 5M? Oh my god, it's so slow! Oh my god, it's 5M, it's so slow. Oh my god, oh my god. He's so, like, sluggish. Like, he's like... he's like a slug. And then look, you can only fly for like 2 seconds. Oh my god, yeah, this is oh my god, Wall of Light does not cancel into flight. And then when you're in flight, there's no teleport. You don't have a teleport. You just throw this and that's it. There's no teleport attack. There's no teleport follow-up. There's nothing. You just throw this and that's it. Oh my, bro, this character doesn't even exist, bro. He's not even real. He's not even a real character. Okay, so I'm gonna try to see if we can go online. I know you can go online with this and it has rollback. I'm gonna see if we can get an opponent. And let's take this very tragic team online and let me try to see if I remember what I used to do back in the day when this was the current version. Okay, we got somebody. We got somebody. Let's see what we got here. Oh, this is gonna be hilarious. Oh my. Oh my. Oh, I forgot about the assists. Oh my god, this is when Zamasu A was so slow. Oh my god. Ginyu's buttons feel like they're stuck in molasses. His buttons feel like they're stuck in molasses, bro. What the? Bro, Zamasu A. It takes 7 years. It takes literally 7 years for Zamasu A to start up. Okay, that's still the same. Everything is slow. Everything with my team is as slow as molasses. That still works. That still works. Okay, still works. Still works. The classic stuff still works. It's the same. Get him. Everything's so slow. Ooh. Oh, wait a minute. Does holding S not make you super jump? That might have been a later change. Oh, man. Oh, wait. That's not plus. Oh, that doesn't work either. Oh, Zam A has horrible hit stun. Oh, I can't active tag. I was gonna active tag into baby. You can't. Oh, that doesn't knock down. Oh my god, everything is so rudimentary. Ginyu's he's so basic. I got hit immediately. Oh man. Oh man, what do you do for Oki? The blade's not plus. Whoa. Bro, what do you want me to do for Oki? I can't tell if Baby B is the same or not. I honestly can't tell. It seems to be clonking. It is a clonking. So yeah, it's too bad I couldn't really get to do a full match to get like the full experience, but from what I played, yeah, I definitely don't miss this version personally. The good things, there are a lot of good things. I can see why people would find this appealing. I mean, here's a really funny one right here. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that's tight. That's tight, you know, but I mean, he still has this, you know, he's still got that. He's still lunging across the screen. He's still got this. The assist version still works. I mean, he's still Vegito. Vegito has been Vegito forever. But the big thing are just the system mechanics. Personally, I like what active tag brings to the table. I like active tag routes. Sadly, it's what turned this team into the best team in the game. Without active tag, this team right here would be nowhere near as good. It's active tag that made that team what it is. So the fact that it's gone is like a double-edged sword, because I feel like it adds a lot of combo freedom and expression to the game. but it does add to basically like the kill factor. Because active tag is there, it just became way easier to kill people, and basically take that how you will of whether you think that's a good thing or a bad thing. But overall, just to give my honest thoughts on the whole thing, personally, I've just never been a big fan of going backwards in previous versions, because I've been around in the FGC for a long time. I mean, you guys know this, and I've seen this happen a lot. Like off the top of my head, Street Fighter 4, you know, when Ultra came out, or not even Ultra, when Arcade Edition came out, everybody hated it and everybody wanted to go back to Super. Super Street Fighter 4 was the most popular version, and every version afterwards got compared to that. And same thing happened in Exard, same thing happened recently in Strive. There's always gonna come a time when there's a patch or just a change that people don't like, and they're going to always say that, oh, this version of the game was better. It's just like the natural order of things. Like, this by no means is anything new what's happening right now at DBFZ. It's just funny how the cycle repeats itself over and over and over. So I'm just kind of like, I don't know, I'm just kind of laughing at the whole idea of like this cycle continuing yet again with this game of all games. Because when it comes to the current version of the game, there are a lot of silly things, but I feel like this game has always had silly things to it. And most importantly, it's a versus game. You know, this isn't Street Fighter, this isn't Virtua Fighter, this isn't meant to be, you know, a neutral-based fighting game. Like, this is a crazy, explosive versus game based around Dragon Ball that's meant to be fun to pick up and play. So of course it's always going to be insane. It's always going to be wacky. It's always going to have crazy stuff going on, and that's just never going to change. And when it comes to the current version, like I said, there are some things that I wish weren't there. Like, I mean, take away some of the long range moves, sure, you know, like tone down limit break, sure, you know, like, of course I would love to see this game be as balanced as it can be, but I'm also a firm believer in accepting a game for what it is rather than what you want it to be. I feel like a dangerous trap that people fall into, especially in modern fighting games, is that they'll get on a game, not like the game, and then get mad at the game for it not being the game that they want it to be. And I'm sure you've seen that a million times. It's not even, I'm not talking about Dragon Ball, I'm talking about in general, you know, Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, Grand Blue, whatever the game is, Guilty Gear. People will get on the game, not actually like the game, and then complain about the game because it's not the game that they want, when a game is never gonna switch itself to fit what you like. It's the other way around. That road only goes one way. It's like either you like a game and you want to play it, or you don't. That's like those are the only two options, really. And it's okay to voice your concerns and be like, hey, I feel like this is what should happen, stuff like that, you know, patch, change, wish list, stuff like that. And like, there's always gonna be things you don't like, but the question comes down to, do you like the game as a whole? Because at the end of the day, no fighting game is perfect. Every fighting game has its caveats. Even right now, while I'm talking about this, Street Fighter 6 is having a whole big thing where, while I'm doing this, while I'm on this previous version, there are a ton of people saying Street Fighter 6 sucks. I'm going back to Street Fighter 5. So this whole thing of like, let's go back to the past, it's just a mindset right now that personally I can't really get behind. I can see why some people would think that way, because things do get a little crazy in modern fighting games, but the biggest thing for me is I still feel, because like I said, I've been around for a long time, I still feel that we are lucky overall. A lot of people who are playing fighting games right now didn't always play them, and didn't play them like back, like in the earlier days when we didn't get patches, you know? We didn't get things that updated the game. When a game came out, that was it. You know, it would be that way for like years or maybe forever. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 never got patched. It got one little touch-up patch after it came out, and then that was the game forever, you know? And that's Marvel vs. Capcom. I feel like with DBFZ, we're lucky that we had years and years and years of support, and I feel like fighting game players in general are lucky that fighting games get so much support now, like that they're regularly updated, and people listen to the community, and they patch based sometimes they patch based on what people want and what people ask for and stuff like that. And generally, they're trying to make the most fun game they can to make everyone happy, because not everybody is a high-level player. Some people are, you know, casuals, and they're just getting into the game, and the game has to be fun for everybody. And I do feel like that's a hard line to walk. So I don't get too mad at the developers when they miss the mark, because at the end of the day, you know, I love fighting games, and I'm glad that we're in an era where they are being updated so much, and we do have so many options. Because it's like, hey, if you don't like this particular game, there's literally like 20 other fighting games you could go play, and one of them is bound to fit what you're looking for in terms of what your idea of a perfect fighting game is. All in all, it was fun to go back and just take a peek at what this game was like a few years ago, because it's easy to forget. Like, even though I was there, it's easy to forget how much things change over time. And yeah, like I said, I won't be revisiting this. Like, it's just not my style to go backwards. I just prefer to take things as they are. So I won't be playing this version again. Like, the next time you see me on DBFZ, it'll be on the current version. So yeah. But let me know what you guys think. Like, are you playing this version? Do you have any desire to play it? Are you done with the current version? What do you think? Like, definitely let me know in the comments. I'm curious what people are thinking. I mean, because this mod is blowing up, so maybe I'm in the minority. Maybe I'm the only one that feels this way. I don't know. But yeah, definitely let me know. I'm very curious what you guys think. But as always, y'all have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.